So this is my channel, and I dedicated it to chess, and I want to start off this channel by showing a game that I enjoy to watch. I was white in this game, and I was about 150 elo points below my opponent, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So this is the game: e4, d6, so it's a Parks. d4, knight f6, knight c3, knight bd7, bishop v2. I didn't know the lines very well, so these aren't standard, but it's completely fine setup. c6, castles, h6, trying to not let me play bishop g5, rook e1, queen c7, kind of slow, but it's fine. h3 also a slow move, but it doesn't really matter this early in the game since none of us are doing anything about it. Bishop e7, bishop e3, knight f8. That's where the problem starts. That move was too slow. He's trying to play knight g6 and then put the knight on f4, but now he can't castle and I can take advantage of that. Queen d2. I want to connect the rooks, maybe put another rook on d1. And g5, he's trying to start some sort of attack. He's probably going to play g4 next move, and then he thinks that my position's going to crumble, but after captures in the center and knight h2, it doesn't really do anything. It honestly just weakens his king side and was a bad move. Knight g6, he wants to put the knight on f4 now. I take control of the d file. That's a big weakness he has, especially since he also weakened his king side. Knight to f4, I just captured it because my dark sword bishop wasn't doing anything. He takes, and I put the bishop on f3 just to add more protection to g2, and then yeah, basically that's what that was all for. h5, he's trying to continue the attack. It doesn't work though. We need to applying pressure on the pawn. Bishop to e6, which was he's trying to take control of the a6 f1 diagonal, but it's easily stopped. Knight f1, b5, and maybe b3 wasn't a very good move. It stops bishop c4, but the reason I played knight f1 was to play knight d2, and I should have just gone with that instead. And then queen comes to a5, and if I didn't have the next move, this position would be really, really bad for white, because all of my pieces are locked up. He's going to play bishop b4 next move, and it's just a terrible position. But I was a 1500 player at this time, and I actually managed to find the move that lets me keep my advantage. So I'll let you pause the video and try to figure out the move if you haven't already seen it from the thumbnail. Okay, so the move is knight to d5, and the move looks absolutely crazy until you see what happens after that. If you take the knight can just take back. The pawn is defended twice, so you probably want to move your bishop away so you can keep the material advantage. But then after queen takes on e5, it gets apparent. You have to defend the bishop somehow, and after d6 pinning the bishop, this is a lost position, obviously. There's nothing to do here. So after knight d5, after a long time of him thinking, he plays b4, which isn't a good move. He's trying to add another attacker to the pawn after he takes on d5, but he just loses his own pawn like that. After knight takes on f6 and bishop takes, I can play bishop takes on h5. And now I'm just up a pawn, and he has no compensation for it. He played queen takes on a2, but that's not really a pawn you can take. Maybe he was thinking of playing bishop takes on b3, but that doesn't work either because the bishop and the queen defend each other. So I play rook d6, try to activate my pieces, and he plays rook c8, defending the c6 pawn. So now in this position, his bishop is hanging on e6 because the pawn on f7 is pinned. But that wasn't actually my plan. It's of course the winning move, But I actually didn't see this when I played rook to d6. I thought if he was going to defend the pawn, my plan was to play the move I played, bishop g4. Now what this move does is that it pins the bishop to the rook, and that doesn't seem important at all. After he played bishop e7, he's like, oh, I'm just going to attack the rook. But now I can take this bishop. And the thing is, he can't really take the bishop back with f takes e6, because after f takes e6, I have this queen g4 move. Now, my position is completely dominating, and after he takes here, check, king d8, queen takes d6, check, and then in this position, the computer says the computer says mate in 7, which is like crazy. Even though I'm down the exchange, this is completely winning, and this is what I had in mind. So after bishop takes on e6, he had to take on d6, and I took on c8. Now I'm just up a piece. And then the rest of the moves, they aren't really important. He attacks the bishop, and then I go for a little bit of a sneaky move. If he takes the bishop, then he gets forked and loses. Bishop c5, moving the bishop. Now his threat of queen c7 is apparent. Bishop f5, just moving the bishop. Queen e7. Nothing really matters. Rook d1, just taking the open file. He closes it off, but now I just redirect my knight. And yeah, he moves the bishop. Queen d3, take complete control of the file and just trying to trade queens. Just getting it to be the most simple position for me to win. He moves the king, and after I force a trade here, he resigned the game. Because after we trade queens, the game is just over. I'm up a piece, and even though his pawns are better, it's still just a free piece, and there's nothing to do, nothing left in the position. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I know it wasn't a very high quality game, because I wasn't a very good player back then. Still not, I'm the best player, but I'm pretty proud that I found that Nd5 move, even though I was so low rated. And yeah, I just want to know what you guys think about this game. If you want to see more games like this, or if you want me to review games played by masters. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. I'll hopefully upload another video someday. And yeah, that's it for now.